ball and the motion down an inclined plane. But the real physics gets more interesting when we're in what we call projectile motion. And what I have here is an air-powered projectile launcher. It's just some PVC tube. This happens to be 1.5-inch tubing, and it's the perfect size for a ping pong ball. And when we pump it up, this is a simple bike pump. When we pump it up with an overpressure of air and we open the valve, the overpressure will try to rush out and fill into the lower pressure state, which is the inside of this open tube, and it'll push the ball out. And we have choices. There's several different types of projectile motion problems that you'd find in a typical textbook. One would be when there's a projectile that comes out with 0 y velocity and all in the x direction. You might get an angle that can be anywhere from just 1 degree all the way up to 89 degrees. Okay, and then it has both x and y velocity as its initial velocity. And then the final one would be when the projectile only goes in the y direction. In all cases, the only thing acting on the ball once it leaves the projector or the launcher is gravity. And gravity is always pulling the ball to the earth. All right, so I'm going to launch 4 options. We're going to see what happens when the ball is launched straight, when it's launched at a couple of angles, one below 45 degrees and one above 45 degrees, and then straight up. Forgotten to talk about one other type of projectile motion, and that is that not all of the motion either is all in the x or in the positive y direction, but you can actually have negative y direction projectile motion too. In this case, the ball or projectile, whatever you have, is going to be accelerated by gravity the same way, and that's the only force acting on it once it leaves the launcher. But it's going to have an initial velocity in the direction of gravity. And this is where it becomes really important to pay attention to the sign of your vector. So you have a positive velocity, that would be a velocity going up, or a negative velocity, and that would be a velocity going down.